Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the M40 M43, the Tier 8 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Steps, and it's under the command of Shy IG of the LVRIC clan. Well, he's got the 8-inch howitzer, which identifies this as an M43. It's capable of doing 900 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armor with a 10.5 meters burst radius. It's the Arty made from the M4. Yes, they did make other Artys from other tank hulls. Obviously, the M12 was made from the M3 hull. And of course, we can also look to the T92 HMC and the M53 M55. Well, the T92 was made from a Super Pershing, or Pershing tank actually rather, whilst the M53 M55 made from the Patton hull. It's amazing how the various nations actually use the hulls of their tanks as Artys. Well, it made sense because obviously you then had a whole load of common parts with the tanks, and it made it much easier to repair them. Okay, he's decided to go to the east side of the map to try and help his teammates on that side, and they're moving very, very quickly already. Now he's aiming just ahead of them in the tree line, hoping that he's going to catch someone as soon as they get proximity spots. You see that 277's just knocked the tree down. Tier 10 game with Tier 8 tanks. All the enemy Arty's definitely trying to get those guys, so I think they know that they're there. They have been spotted. But no trees went down, so yes. Instead, Shy IG's decided to go after some of the enemy tanks you can see on the other side of the battlefield. He's got a Lerva and a 122 TM. Just going to Battle Assistant for a quick look to see if he can hit them. Going for the engine deck of the 122. Well, they both dodged out the way as soon as they knew a shell was inbound. And because it's such a long flight time for the shell, 2.8 seconds to get to this spot, they have plenty of time to move out the way. Of course, that's one of the bad things that they brought into the game, to say that tanks would actually get warning that a shell was inbound. Of course, that would never happen in reality, and it's certainly not happening today, that tanks are able to know that the shell's inbound on their location. They only find out that the shell's inbound when it's when it's actually landed. Okay, he's loaded, but he's not firing on this Viz 55 yet. Now, the guy keeps backing up. He breaks the red line, but he's just decided to change his target altogether. He's going for the T30 ahead of its path. I think that was a wasted opportunity there, because he could have hit the Viz 55, who actually did get taken out a short while later. But he's got two tanks here now, a Jaeger and a T30, and he stunned both of them, and he did get some damage off the T30. I'm pretty sure he's going to get some stun assists off this one. It's a long stun that he's put on them, and I can't believe that his teammates haven't fired at those guys whilst they were stunned. The standard reload for this Arty, 44.7 seconds. I think it's 44.7. 44.1. Yes, my eyesight is failing. I'm getting to the point where I do need glasses most of the time. Trying to line up the Jaeger, but the Jaeger is moving. Now, ideally what you do is you aim ahead of the Jaeger. Don't try and track it like he's doing right now. You try to aim ahead of it, wait for it to drive through the point where you actually fire. If you try to follow a tank, you're constantly adjusting, and that means the rescue is not fully dialed in. If you aim ahead of the target, you're fully dialed in, and you just wait for the enemy tank to go straight to the game point, and bang, you hit them. Okay, Lerva and the others are holding back. They're not moving forward. The Jaeger has decided to push forward, which could be to his disadvantage, because if he does lose his support back here, the Lerva and the T30, and he's just lost two of them, the 122 TM and the Lerva have gone down, and even though the Jaeger had just blasted away at one of our teammates, the fact of the matter is now he's kind of isolated there. He's only got the T30 for support. The T44 is coming in behind him, and even a T44 will be able to penetrate a Jaeger if he can hit the right spot on the vehicle. In the meantime, they're harassing the T-30, which is behind the Jaegeru. And unfortunately, Shy IG can't get a shot on that guy, but the Jaegeru just hit the T-44, but he didn't kill him. And now, SU-130PM. That is a penetrating shot, and the SU-130PM goes down immediately, so he picks up the rest as stun assist. That was a good shot. Excellent that he did wait for that one, because otherwise, you know, that SU-130PM with its 13-centimeter gun could have done a lot of damage to our teammates. But the Jaegeru has been wiped out, and that means now it's fairly easy for our teammates to keep pushing on that side of the map. The push on the other side failed, and the team actually just fell apart. And that's why it's 7-6 at the moment. We're just one tank up on the enemy. And one of their enemy tanks is actually fairly close. It's M46 Patton. So, yeah, Shy IG probably wants to think about retreating at this point and moving over to the west side of the map, support his teammates from over there. The M46 is the only one that's pushing on this side, though. There he is. Okay. It's difficult to get a solution because that ridge line there is very narrow. And so he's getting a red line a lot of the time. It keeps, every now and then it pops out and he's able to get a shot. Looking over to this side of the map, and yes, there's a Leopard prototype there. And Leopard prototypes are very thin on armor. Can't get the one behind the rock. But he's limited in what he can shoot at because he has to stay behind the rock, otherwise he might get... Oh, and he did. He just got hit by 2 blind shots that went in there. Okay, well, is he going to move? Yes, he is. He's decided he has to get out of there. Well, not exactly sure that knocking the tree down will actually help him. It looks like the enemy Arty is trying to fire at our tanks, not firing at our counter battery. You can see that from the fact that the circle, the impact circle for Arty is on the west side of the map. So that's where the enemy Arty is focusing. And we do have some targets over there we can hit, like that Leopard. And is he going up onto the rise? No, he's not. He's decided not to. Instead, okay, Batchat 25 tons suddenly appeared in the middle. Okay, rounds out. This could be a kill. Ooh, narrowly. And in fact, the Batchat did go down the very next shot to the T-44. So he's picked up some more stun assist. And he's relocating whilst he's reloading. Of course, that would never happen in real life. You couldn't relocate your RT whilst you're loading. It's quite a complex process, actually, for an RT to reload. As many of you know, you have to all know your job in reloading an RT, because everybody works to a specific routine that to be safe. Otherwise, accidents can happen and people can get killed. Well, he's looking around for another target. He's found one, T-28. Now, I think he accidentally fired there and he didn't mean to. And suddenly you saw that the screen went wild. But he did get stun assist because he stunned the T-28 prototype. Yes, I think the way it went like that, he was so frustrated with himself because he accidentally hit the fire button by mistake. But it worked out okay in the end. There's only 4 enemies remaining. They seem to be on the west side of the map, though. They haven't found the Gorilla 15, the Leopard prototype. Now they've just found one of the enemy tank destroyers. There's the Gorilla. Gone behind the rock temporarily. Very difficult to get shells in there, but he's trying. Oh, what a shot! That was absolutely excellent. He didn't kill the Gorilla, but he actually landed it on the engine deck. And that Gorilla is now down to just barely no hit points whatsoever left. He's still there, but he's only got 42 left. A splash kill would be enough to send him back to the garage. Meanwhile, we're still looking for the enemy RT. It has been spotted, but he disappeared from sight. He's actually in grid square K4. Get a shot in there again. Splash kill, please. Oh, no, he's decided not to shoot. Probably would be best that he keeps the fire rate up. There's the Gorilla. Okay, go for it now. He's still tracking it rather than trying to... He wants to get a bombardier, I think. You're not going to get a bombardier with the Leopard getting 2 million hit points. But he did get another penetrating shot on the Leopard on the engine deck. The Gorilla's gone. And the Leopard's about to go. 321 hit points. He's a one-shot. He's gone. That means the Arty on the enemy team is the last remaining enemy. And in fact, he actually could be fairly close. Oh, no, he's not. He's actually still down the south. He didn't drive. Didn't use his W key. He tried a shotgun. And now he's about to go down. We might get one last shot. Rounds out. And he dies before the shell arrives, but it would have been a kill shot for sure. Well, that was a very good game there by Shy IG in the M40, M43, except, of course, he does need to work on his aiming technique. Instead of tracking a target and following it, you need to aim ahead of its path and then let it just walk into the shell as it drives through that area. He managed to get an ace tanker out of that game. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. Got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And on top of that, he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And let's have a look at the team score and see how many hit points he managed to get. Well, he didn't get the highest, but he came very close to getting it because the top scorer was the Object 277 on his team with 4,859 hit points. Second place went to Shy IG with 3,691. And third place went to the Jaegeru on the enemy team with 3,598. He was more effective than the enemy top player. If you look at the number of kills, though, you see the T-44 managed to get 6 kills in that game, so he picked up a top gun. And he also got a Lever Slaves medal out of that one as well. 4 kills went to the Object 277, and 2 kills went to the Hori 3 on our team. And on the enemy team, their Gorilla 15 managed to get 2 kills as well. And we can see that, of course, Shy IG didn't get any kills at all in that game. But when it came to base XP, he's right at the top of the table with 1,262. The next highest being the T-44 with 1,056. And that's mainly down to the fact they were tier 8s in a tier 10 game. And they were really hitting the tier 10s hard. And as a result, of course, they were getting 20% extra every time they hit a tier 10 tank. So it really does pay off if you keep pumping those shells out. Third place goes to the Object 277, of course, got the highest damage in the game. He got 1,052 base. And they were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base, with the next highest being the Conqueror at 851. So Shy IG fired 10 rounds. So you actually only get 16 rounds available in this Arty. It's not a lot. And in fact, Wargaming should change that, because these Arty did actually have vehicles accompanying them everywhere, carrying more shells than just 16. 5 direct hits on the enemy, 3 penetrating shots, 8 splash, damage of 3,691, all of it up more than 300 meters, damage 9 of the enemy. Didn't get any kills, but he did get 2,181 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns, and that got him the ace tanker. On a premium count, he actually made 65,240 credits profit. He would have made a profit on a free-to-play account as well, because he did so well. He also picked up 6,626 experience points because he got a personal missions payout as well as a reserve bonus, and he did so well on XP. So good game there by Shy IG. I'd say work on that aiming technique. You know, try aiming ahead of the path of the target that you're going to. Try and work out his course, his track, and then aim ahead of that. Okay, and then wait for him to drive through it. And the moment you think he's about to drive through, you fire the shell and the shell hits the vehicle smack on. And it's much easier than trying to track a target. If you track a target all the time, you're constantly adjusting your aim and the reticule's bigger, so you're less accurate. But if you aim ahead of the path and let the reticule dial in fully, you are super accurate, and it makes it very difficult for the enemy tank to avoid it unless they change course. But if you're one of those players who can generally tell what an enemy tank's doing, where they're going, where they're headed, what they're going to do next, then you can get accurate hits, and that really does pay off in the long run. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. and thank you for watching.